One day during his summer vacation, a boy went to visit his grandfather. He was very excited because he always cherished the time spent with his grandfather. Every day they would talk, play, and learn new things together. The boy admired his grandfather greatly for his wisdom and life experiences. One day, the boy looked at his grandfather and said, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be a successful person. Can you teach me how to achieve success?" His grandfather smiled warmly, nodded, and said, "Of course, my dear. Come with me. Let's go to the nearby nursery." The two of them went to a plant nursery filled with lush green saplings. His grandfather bought two small plants and took them home. When they arrived, he planted one in a pot and placed it inside the house near a window. The other plant was planted outside in the yard, where it was exposed to sunlight, wind, and rain. After finishing, he turned to the boy and asked, "Which of these two plants do you think will grow better in the future?" The boy thought for a moment and replied, "I think the one inside the house will grow better, because it is protected from strong winds, scorching sunlight, and other dangers like animals and heavy rains. The plant outside will have to face many challenges and might not survive for long." His grandfather smiled but did not say anything more. He simply said, "Let's wait and see what happens in a few years." Time passed, and the boy returned to the city with his family. His life continued with school, friends, and new experiences. However, he never forgot the question he had asked his grandfather. 4 years later, the boy visited his grandfather again. As soon as he saw him, he excitedly said, "Oh, Grandpa, last time I asked you about success, but you didn't give me an answer. This time, you must tell me." His grandfather smiled and said, "Of course, but first, let's check on the two plants we planted years ago." They walked to where the potted plant was kept inside the house. When they looked at it, they saw that it was still alive, but it had only grown a little. Its stem was thin, and its leaves were green but not very abundant. Then, his grandfather took him outside to see the plant that had been planted in the yard. The boy was astonished to see a tall, strong tree with thick branches and lush foliage providing shade to the entire yard. His grandfather looked at him and asked, "What do you think? Which plant grew better?" Without hesitation, the boy answered, "The one we planted outside. But how is that possible? That plant faced storms, scorching heat, and so many dangers. How did it grow so big and strong?" His grandfather smiled wisely and gently said, "You see, the plant outside had to face many challenges, but those challenges made it stronger. The wind and storms forced its roots to grow deeper into the soil, making it more stable and resilient. The sunlight helped it photosynthesize better, making its leaves greener and its branches stretch higher. On the other hand, the plant inside the house was safe, but it didn't have the conditions necessary to grow. Since it never faced any difficulties, its roots remained shallow and its stem remained weak. That's why it couldn't grow as tall as the tree outside." His grandfather placed a gentle hand on the boy's shoulder and continued, "Life works the same way. If you always choose the easy path, avoiding challenges and difficulties, you will be like the plant inside the house. You may stay safe, but you will never reach your full potential. However, if you dare to face challenges and overcome difficulties, you will grow stronger, more resilient, and capable of achieving anything you desire. Don't be afraid of obstacles, because they are the very things that help you grow and succeed." The boy listened carefully, his eyes shining with newfound understanding. He looked back at the strong tree in the yard and felt as if he was seeing a reflection of his future self. What he once saw as obstacles now appeared as opportunities for growth. Life is a journey filled with challenges and hardships, but if we dare to face them, we become stronger, just like the tree that stands tall under the sun. Every difficulty is not a barrier but a stepping stone toward success. So, always be ready to face challenges, learn from your mistakes, and never stop growing. Like the tree outside, the more difficulties you overcome, the stronger you become. And once you grow tall and strong, you will not only achieve success for yourself, but also provide support and inspiration to those around you, just like the tree that provides shade to others. I hope this story inspires you to keep pushing forward. Remember, the road to success is never easy, but every obstacle you overcome will bring you one step closer to your dreams. Keep striving, keep growing, and reach for the sky like the mighty trees around us.